how much further before this case finally reaches its final conclusion?
I don't know, honestly. You know, I have taught in a college during 20 years. And after 20 years, I have been just fired because I have worn a dress in a shopping center. Do you think that it is fair?
I don't think it makes too much sense. I would understand if you did something on campus or at the college, at the school, if you committed an act of violence. But for them to... Who was the person that spotted you in the shopping center and made some sort of...
I don't know, just someone who has seen me and then just talked to some other people that talked to some other people, and it came to the ear of the Director of Human Resources. And I was fired for that, even if I was the best professor in my department, even if students feel a petition for me, and so on. And they told me when he fires me that, hey, guy, sue us if you wish. So this is what I have done. I sue them, and it is in front of the tribunal since 8 years. We go three times in front of the arbitrator, 3 times in front of the superior court, 2 times in front of the court of appeal, and I've just received a judgment today, breaking again the last arbitration decision and sending back the decision to another arbitrator, because after 3, I may say, wrong decision from the arbitrator, it looks evident that we will never gain justice from this one. So I'm still fighting. Probably that I hope that in the next 2 years I will have finished the processes. But can you guess that it will be 10 years without teaching at this college? It's totally unadmissible or unjust. And because this is the college and they have the money of the government, and they say, oh, no problem, we have unlimited budget to fight you. Do you think that it's fair? Do you think that it's normal that the government keep a human director resource who is guilty of discrimination on job? I don't think so.
Let's talk about now the transgendered community. What can you give our listeners who, let's say, may never have met a transgendered person? What kind of people are we going to meet in the transgendered community? How many of them are male to female? How many of them are female to male? What is the age range? What are their ethnicities?
At my knowledge, there is at least more than 6 men to women for 1 woman to men, at least. Maybe 7 or 8, but there is really more male to female. And we are like you. We are professor, teacher, animator on TV or on radio. We are worker, engineer. We like other people. We are from any kind of job, any kind of I may say, way of living, any kind of from poor to rich suburb, and so on, from white to black. We are just ordinary people, like you and me. But the difference is that we have something different in our appearance, I may say that.
If you could go back in time and visit yourself when you were much younger, what advice would you give?
I am in a very I may say, in a conflictual position. After everything that I have lived, I may say that perhaps I will never be a TG again, because I have met too much difficulty and it is too much complicated to live the life that I wish to live. On another topic, I will say that perhaps I will change as a woman as young as 16 or 17, just before going to university, to begin my studies with my new name and go out in the work market as a woman with my name and my diploma. So perhaps it will be the best thing to do. But you know, it's always a question of feeling. Do you like it or don't you like it? I have met a girl in Montreal, a transgender like me. He told me that he wished to really become a woman. I told him I'll live full-time as a woman. He done it. And he asked, take arrangement with his employer. And the employer said, no problem, come as a woman. And after 3 months, you know what he told me?
What?
I have met God, and God told me that I must live as a man, and he sent me a woman to live with me. So one day after, he changed from a girl to a man back, and live with as a husband with his new wife.
Wow.
So the reason why we ask the people to live as a woman, for example, and they will decide. Look, one of my friends was a gay one. He go into matrimony with a woman, divorce after 3 years, live with a man during 15 years. The man die, go back and marry another woman. If it is good for an homosexual, it may good for a transgender too. He may decide that after a certain moment of time, he does not feel anymore to be a one. It's really very personal. What do you feel inside you?
And on that note, unfortunately, we've run out of time for this interview. This has been a wonderful, frank talk. And why don't you give us your contact information again, your website address?
Yes, my website, very easy, www.micheline, like the tire Michelin, but with an E at the end, .ca. Or to write me, in my email is very simple, michelin@michelin.ca.
We have a lovely parting gift for you. It is a bottle of maple syrup liquor, and we certainly hope that you and your partner will enjoy it, and when you do, think of Frank Talks.
Oh yes, thank you very much for this lovely gift.
You're listening to Frank Talks, Pleasures and Lifestyles. We'll be back right after this.